Dang dang and go danyo. Oh what da dang dang. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shudemo, and here we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'll do it on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. Now, my brother, my sister, from the newsreel, we always endeavor to keep it real. And the very first story we are looking at today is taken from Ghana Web. And I read, what can Agyapong said when he joined Bawumia campaign at Swami? And I read, in a spirited rally at the Kumasi Swami magazine, the member of parliament for Assin Central, Kennedy Agyapong, campaigned alongside the flag bearer of the ruling New Patriotic Party, the NPP, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, on Tuesday, June 11th, that's yesterday. Now, the former NPP flag bearer hopeful called upon the local residents to fully support the ruling party during the 2024 elections. Now, during his address, Kennedy Agyapong highlighted the critical need to elect Bawumia as the nation's next president, citing the promise of a substantial economic revival under his governance. He recognized the struggles that the businesses of Swami magazine are grappling with, especially the steep port duties, and gave his assurance that Bawumia is dedicated to alleviating these financial strains upon his election. People of Swami, I know the huge amount you are paying for duty because I also pay some. Vice President has given me his word, and I speak on his behalf that he is aware that duties are expensive. So when he comes into power, he will take a look at it and ensure it reduces. If you want a party that will bring you development, it is the MPP, he stated. Kennedy Agyapong is not a serious guy. I have lost it for him. Kennedy Agyapong is a liar, is a joker. Hi! Run up to this presidential campaigns, my brother, my sister, for his party, the NPP. What did he not say about Bawumia? If the foundations are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. He said Bawumia had nothing to offer. All of a sudden, maybe they dangled some carrots in front of him. I didn't know Kennedy Agyapong was this low and loose. I met Kennedy Agyapong personally, and he told me, Black Rasta, never ever would I campaign for Bawumia. He ended up by saying, Chia. That's what he said. Chia. And every Ghanaian understands, every African understands when an African says, the Nigerian will say, Tofiakwa. The Ghanaian will say, Chia. That was what he told me and told the whole Ghana. What has changed? Do you respect your audience and your fans enough to return to them and tell them, hey, listen, I said A, B, C, D, E, F, but I have a change of mind because of E, F, D, G, H, I, O, P, Q, R. Because politics is a dirty game. Oh no, I am so disappointed by Kennedy Agyapong. Whoever is advising him has advised him wrongly. He's killing his own political career. I'm glad I have lived long enough to see the real Kennedy Agyapong. And I see some people trying to defend it. Oh, he's still a member of the NPP. Oh yes, so he has to support his party. No, that is not the Kennedy Agyapong that I got to know. If his party is wrong, he will come out and say, hey, my party is wrong. I will give them a showdown. He even spoke to the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, threatening to give him a showdown. Bawumia would also get a showdown. Showdown became the most popular political word. Only for Agyapong to go back to his vomit like the biblical dog. I'm so ashamed of this guy. I wasted my time thinking that he has something to offer. What has Bawumia got to offer? Bawumia, oh Kennedy, you have lost my respect. My God have mercy. And some people are saying, oh, you know, Agyapong cannot even convince us to vote for his party anymore. And look at the shameful thing Agyapong is saying. A man your caliber. For some time, I told myself that, hey, Agyapong is the next man I am throwing my support for. Because he speaks the language I speak. But if you return to your vomit this cheaply, like that biblical dog, I am so ashamed of this guy. Listen to what he's saying to Swami people. Oh, port duties are so high, and when Bawumia comes into power, he will make sure he reduces that. I know this because I pay port duties too. What an insult. Who raised the port duties? Is it Mahama? Or Osofu Chirabosum? Is it Ajaguraja? Who raised port duties? Is it the same dirty NPP party? You create problems, and then you return and tell us to vote you into power so that you will solve those problems. What nonsense. Oh, Kennedy, I didn't know you were this cheap and loose. My God have mercy. We all wanted Kennedy to win, and I said it several times, for Bawumia to win that presidential race of the NPP. I will support Kennedy 1,000,000 times, and I said it over and over on this show and beyond. He didn't win, but okay, that's democracy. But I again said, and I will keep my word, if Bawumia by mistake wins the next election, I am out of this country. To God be the glory. I have 1,000,000 visas in my passport. I can walk to Togo. I can walk to Benin. I can fly all the way to Congo. Anywhere in the world I will be received. But to sit under Bawumia, to fiakwa, a Bawumia presidency, then I must be a fool. Listen to what Agyapong is saying, and I'm so angry. You go to Swami people. You tell Swami people that, oh, you know what? Port duties are so high. And when I come into power as an MPP member supporting Bawumia, the taxes are going to come down. And even the communicators are not able to defend this lowly behavior of Agyapong. My God. Oh, Kennedy, you have disappointed your fans. You have disappointed all the young men and women who followed you. It's not too late. Bawumia has nothing good to offer. The NPP is a cheap, dirty, corrupt party. My brother, my sister, for the NPP to come into power again, the NPP that we supported and believed that they'll be able to change the destinies of Ghanaians, what have they done? Almost 8 years of corruption. Corruption is taking a good walk in the park. Unbridled corruption. My brother, my sister, corruption in the NPP regime is like an unbridled horse, galloping geometrically, can never be stopped. It's worse than a raging fire in the Hamatan. Oh, Kennedy, you have disappointed me. I couldn't eat from yesterday, and I got in contact with his team. Oh my God, they couldn't say anything. Key members of his team. I said, is it true what I'm hearing? The person who drew my attention to this yesterday was Osofu Chirabosum. He said, hey, Black Rastawati, can Agyapong not disappoint? Yes, I know. He liked to speak tree to me. Say, hey, Only Bawumia. Omuni na mo wako join teams of Jabi Minjindi. I almost crashed my car yesterday. I was with my producer. I said, Dabi Minjindi. Ah, Kennedy. Obia Osi Bawumia. Onyano. Chiano. If he has changed his mind, then tell us what happened so we can also change our minds. After all, it's only a fool who can change his mind. Kennedy, shame on you. Another thing I quickly want to look at is this same Kennedy Agyapong issue. My brother, my sister, and I need you to come along so we can dissect this properly. Then after that, I'll go into soccer, aka football. My brother, my sister, and we'll look at it. Kai, things are happening. Hey, now my brother, my sister, Kennedy Agyapong is not a magician. He supported his brother against Asensu Boache in the same Swami. Was it not Swami? Bantama. What happened? They lost Poto. He promised to give us a showdown should his brother not be voted into power. That showdown has fizzled into thin air. Such a joke. A politician who cannot keep his words is not worthy of following. My brother, my sister, Kennedy Agyapong has disappointed a lot of his fans. And I'm one of those. I said I am one of those. Hey! Now, my brother, my sister, what did Kennedy Agyapong really tell the people of Swami? What did he say on the campaign trail? He said that if you think about the future of your children and your own future, you have to vote for the NPP. Vote for the NPP. For Bawumia, who doesn't know his left from his right, as you told us. Remember, the Honorable Kwesi Pratt said it. He said, if Kennedy Agyapong makes a mistake, to rewind and reverse his words by joining Bawumia on the campaign trail, no Ghanaian will take him serious again. And these are the times. I live it. Now the next thing I want to look at is very beautiful, and I need us to all come around and look at this properly. Now the Black Stars played against the Central African Republic, whose capital is Bangui, at Kumasi, or better still, in Kumasi. Kumasi is a big city, and I love Kumasi. My brother, my sister, I need us to open our ears and listen to this attentively. And I'm reading this from Ghana Web. It says, even Abedi Pele and Stephen Appiah did not insult Ghanaians. Jeffrey Asari scolds average Kudus. And I read, a sports journalist, Jeffrey Asari, has appealed to Black Stars forward Mohammed Kudus to be mindful of how he reacts to criticism from some Ghanaians. Jeffrey Asari did not mince words in his condemnation of Mohammed Kudus' social media activities following Ghana's victory over the Central African Republic on Monday, June 10, 2024. In Jeffrey Asari's view, Kudus risks not fulfilling his potential if he does not remain humble and show respect to Ghanaians. Jeffrey Asari reminded Kudus that the Black Stars have seen far more superior talents than him, and that the likes of Stephen Appiah, who, in his view, achieved more in football than Kudus, never disrespected Ghanaians. Kudus is average with the potential to be a top player in the future. He can only become a top player if he has a good attitude. Now, the national team belongs to Ghanaians, and none of the national team players can match Abedi Pele's talent. You have the audacity to insult fans who criticize and appeal to you to release the ball early. The Black Stars have seen far better players than Kudus, who never insulted fans, who criticized them. If people are criticizing you and you are a professional player, wet your salt, you keep quiet. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, we all remember when Kudus responded to fans' criticisms, when he said and urged fans to be quiet and not talk about his game. One of the criticisms cited by Ghana Web reads, "You people should tell Kudus the truth. He is not Messi, nor is he Ronaldo. He should stop doing too much and release the ball quickly." Ghanaians are like that, very short-sighted. A lot of Ghanaians have short-circuited brains. We are so ungrateful. Hey, a few months back, Kudus. Kudus was doing everything he could. Internationally, he was banging in the goals. Goals that were celebrated. Goals that almost went into the Guinness Book of Records, now called the Records Books, the World Record Books book. Kudus was the darling boy of Ghanaians until just one game. Kudus played and he did not meet the expectation of fans, and everybody was trolling him on social media. What an ungrateful country. Very terrible country. I have come to know Ghanaians, so there's nothing Ghanaians do that surprises me. My brother, Ghanaians are so much in a hurry to replace heroes simply because you've been there for long. It doesn't matter if you are the best in the world. The most important thing to Ghanaians is that you have stayed there for too long, so go home and sleep so that another person can watch it. Who are you using to replace him? And this is a penchant of Ghanaians that is so terrible, so nauseous. Kudus, everybody wanted to see Kudus. Instead of encouraging him and getting to understand that every player has a bad day. Everybody has a bad day. In fact, even God has bad days. When he gets angry with people and he destroys them, it's a bad day for God because that's not his initial plan. Even Jesus Christ had a bad day. He pulled a cane on people, lashed them out. Jesus had a bad day. He wept. If he had a good day, he would not be weeping. They were not tears of joy. He was crying that God should take the cup away from him, the cup of death, so he would walk free. Even Jesus had a bad day, I said. Somebody who agreed to come and die for the people. At the end of the day, his human side took precedence. He was crying like a baby. The Bible said in the book of John that he wept. Oh, he wept like a baby. He prayed and prayed and prayed, and sweat came out of his face, thick like blood, praying that God should not kill him. He was not ready to die for the people anymore, if it was possible. Who is Kudus as compared to Jesus Christ and God? Kudus has a bad day. If you want to criticize, find a way of doing it respectfully, because you will need him. They did that to Baba. Is it Baba Jamal? Huh? Baba Rahman. And he said he's not playing anymore. Not everybody can take your harsh criticisms. If he has a good day, you all are happy. You wanted the day you to be kicked out. He's gone. His brother is doing so well. Let the day miss one penalty, they will call for him to be removed from the Black Stars. Let Jordan miss one penalty in the next match. Penalty is even too much. Let him cross the ball, a corner kick, and kick it out of touch. They would say he's too old, he should leave. Who are you going to replace him with? Oh, Ghanaians are ungrateful. And Kudus, the piece of advice the brother gave you is not a bad one. Don't always expect people to hail you. Look at Ghana first. As long as you are playing in the tactics of the coach, if anything at all, the coach has to be blamed, not the player. The coach saw him playing and not releasing the ball quickly. Probably that was how the coach asked him to play. Hang on to the ball for as long as you can and release the pass only when A, B, C, D happen, right? Why did the coach not pull him out when he realized that he was staying too long on the ball? Abedi Pele was a ball juggler. He was supposed to stay on the ball for as long as he could. Entertain the people, mesmerize the opponents, disgrace them, make them useless, and release the ball at the right time for goals to be banged in. Should football only be about goals? Where is the entertainment aspect of football? In my days, we went to see ball juggling. How people played good football. Today it's all about scoring. People wouldn't mind if you go and score 100 goals and you don't even dribble one person. They are better off. So what is the excitement in football now? Do you want to pass every examination without writing the exam? Is that what you want? Think about it. Now this one here is coming from treenews.com, my own treenews.com, and it says we have started processes to bring back road tolls. And this is a Sensubuache. I read, the Ministry of Roads and Highways has hinted at the possible reintroduction of road tolls which were suspended in 2021. Now, according to the sector minister, Francis Sensubuache, his house faith has begun engaging key stakeholders for their buy-in to bring back the tolls, which have become necessary in the maintenance of Ghana's deteriorating roads. Now hear this now. It's sad, my brother. You know why I say it's sad? They went arbitrarily stopping road tolls with no recourse to Parliament. Such a major decision. They introduced what was called the e-levy. They flew people all the way from abroad, even those whose brains had been opened up and the brains being read like a newspaper on the surgeon's table. They hurriedly closed back the head and shipped them to Ghana to vote for the e-levy. Ministers who were even sick were ferried all the way in ambulances, waiting ambulances, with oxygen flowing through their nostrils and their anuses to come and vote for the demonic e-levy. My brother, if you thought you had seen enough, I'm going to tell you more. The Minister of Roads at the time told us they were going to convert all the road toll, all the toll booths into toilets and baths. Such a joker government. A government with no common sense. And Bawumia is part of this government. Nanado is part of this government, the head of the government. The road minister said they were going to convert all the toll booths into places of convenience so that motorists would have access to toilets and baths. Such a joke of the century. Worse than the jokes by the most unhilarious comedian. Today, all of a sudden, some of the toll booths have been broken. Some have been inhabited by thieves and armed robbers. Some have animals living in them and breeding. Some have mad men and women in there cooking upon chinkrakra from dead goats that they pick on the streets every now and then. all of a sudden, they are returning to them. You know what that means? They're going to spend millions of American dollars to build back the abandoned toll booths that have deteriorated. Such a silly government. This is the government you want to vote back into power. Kai, this nation is not serious. Asensu Boachi. This is what Asensu Boachi is saying. Kennedy Japan's best friend. They will spend millions of the taxpayers' money. They will go out there and borrow on behalf of the nation, a sorrowing nation, to build back these toll booths that they abandoned so nonchalantly with no recourse to common sense. And Parliament allowed it. My brother, such a joker nation. I leave it here.
This is 3FM.